how to fill out your March Madness bracket following the 10 NCAA March Madness commandments. Let's dive in. It's that time of year again where everyone becomes a basketball fan. They fill out a bracket. It's just what you do. It's fun. It's what you do at work. This is for the beginner filling out their first bracket, or this is for the savvy veteran that is trying to stack up as many points as possible and take home some money in the 15 brackets that they're playing in. These are the 10 written rules that I follow when creating my brackets. Now, side note, let's just remember no one has ever filled out a perfect bracket, but this will at least give you a methodology to the madness to where you're not just randomly filling in teams, and at least look at your bracket in a more scientific approach. So let's dive into the 10 commandments here. So beginning, how to fill out your bracket as a beginner, as a savvy veteran. We are going to look at these 10 points. The first thing that we will always consider, this is the number one most important commandment. Who is hot? When I say hot, I'm talking who is playing the best basketball right now. Who won their conference tournament championships? Who made a run in the last 12 games of the season? That is what we're looking at of who is playing the best basketball right now. Commandment number 2, who has been dominant all season? Maybe they got bounced in the conference championship in the semis, or they didn't, make as deep of a run as people thought. But I'm looking for those teams that have single-digit losses and teams that we've just been talking about all year. Don't let these hot shot teams distract you from who has just had dominant teams all season. The way that you win your March Madness group is you get as many points as possible. The way you do that is you've got to pick your Final Four correct. If you can pick your Final Four, you're going to stack up so many points and you're going to win. Really, that's all it takes. Just can you nail your Final Four? If you can get most of those right, if you can go 75% on your Final Four, there's a good chance that you're going to win it. And with that being said, teams that have showed that they are a dominant team all year, good chance they're going to be dominant in the tournament. Third commandment. This is probably the most overlooked and I think the most important, and the one that I like to consider the most when I'm filling out my bracket. Who are the assassins? And when I say assassins, these are physical defensive teams that play fast, they shoot the three ball really well, and they have really good, strong guard play. Their guards are good ball handlers, they're good defensive players. We got tons of 3-and-D guys. I don't really care about having a huge post presence. I just care, can we harass the other team and just get into a track meet with them? And the reason why this style of play does so well in the tournament is the NCAA tournament is one and done. You lose one game, you're done. Everyone is playing with their life on the line. And when the games get so intense, finesse and skill kind of go out the window. The refs let them play, the game becomes super physical. And so this is where I like to take my assassins. The reason why I am so convicted on this point is I like the BYU Cougars. I've been watching them this year, and you know who they struggle against? They struggle against teams that press them, pressure them, and don't allow them to bring the ball up very well. They struggle with their ball handling. They have tons of turnovers. The only thing that keeps them in games is they shoot the three ball well. Well, guess what? Live and die by the three. Eventually, you will die by the three. That is a side note. We will fill out a bracket in another video. Okay, commandment number 4. Favor strong basketball conferences. This changes from year to year, but this year the best basketball conferences, in my opinion, were the SEC and the Big 12. These teams or these conferences were very evenly distributed. Each conference has 5, 6, 7 decent teams. With that being said, favor those teams when you're picking the team. Okay, do I pick this team from the MAC or do I pick this team from the Big 12? This team finished second in the MAC, but this team finished third or fourth in the Big 12. I would let that skew your decision. Commandment number 5. This is truthfully a commandment with numbers and data behind it. Historical math trends. Number 1 seeds have made over 60 NCAA men's Final Four appearances. Look at this graph. Don't try and get cute and pick the upset. It's cool to say that you picked Loyola to beat that blue blood. But you know what's cooler? Winning your bracket. So don't get cute. Use these historical trends. The other historical trend, common upsets. It's crazy how this happens, but you're 5 playing a 12, you're 6 playing an 11. These are pretty good statistics of picking an upset. So using these other commandments, if you feel like there's a lot of good stuff skewing towards the higher seed, don't get distracted by the 5 or the 12. Don't get distracted by the 6 or 11. Those are the 2 priority ones. And then lastly, when it comes to data, historically, a number 5 seed has never won the tournament. Number 1 seed has won it 25 times. Number 2 seed, 5 times. Number 3 seed, 4 times. Number 4 seed, twice. And then 6, 7, 8, all once. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Let it help you with those 50-50 decisions that you're just unsure where to go. Commandment number 6, this is my favorite. This is what is going to allow the person that's never watched a basketball game to win your bracket, to win your March Madness bracket. And that is, when in doubt, flip it out. When you fill out your bracket, get a coin, and if you've never watched that team play, if you don't know anything about them, when in doubt, just flip it out. I am a casual college basketball fan. I watch the Florida Gators, the SEC, BYU, and really I've watched a lot of Big 12. So I've really only watched Big 12, SEC, and I've been watching the conference tournaments. There's a lot of teams I am not 100% sold on. I don't really know anything about them, so I literally flip a coin. And I remember what I do is you pick who you think's gonna win, and then for the rest of them, boom, flip that. 7, pick who you want. I don't know what it is, but nothing is worse than when you're watching a game and you realize, wow, I really hate Duke. I don't want to see them win. Use some logic, but when it's 50-50, pick who you want to win. It makes it more fun. You're gonna have a lot more fun rooting for those games. Number 8, I already just hit on this, but focus on your Final 4. If you can pick the Final 4 correct, you're going to score the most points. It's gonna put you in the best position to win. Commandment number 9, end of season performance. This has to go with getting hot, similar to number 1, but look at those last 10 to 15 games. So you're looking at the team, click on them, boom, you can look at their last 10 to 15 games. Who have they beaten? Who have they lost to? I'm really considering strength of schedule a lot with, okay, yeah, they've won 12 games, but oh, they haven't played anybody. Or, they have lost a few games, but it's by 1 or 2 points to strength of, strong team, strength of schedule. And commandment number 10, which most people aren't gonna like this one, but the Blue Bloods, the basketball schools, they tend to win a lot more, and a lot of that is because of the tradition, the expectation, and they usually have the most money flowing into those schools. However, with NIL now, I would say that the landscape might shift a little bit. Every single team is a little bit more even, I would say. Anyways, those are my takes. Those are my 10 commandments. Let's use that now to fill out our bracket for the 2025 NCAA March Madness in the video below.